I think what we're gonna do is this. We're going to go for like, let's say roughly 3 hours or so. And I'm gonna take a bit of a longer break. As in, I'm going to make myself some food. It is fucking midday past at this point, so I do feel a rather obvious need to get some food into myself. Then we'll probably do another, or we'll try to do another 3 or so hours, let's say. You kinda wanna see if I can actually manage to get like a solid 6 hours or so done, basically. Taking me right to the fucking honeybee, eh? Interesting. But to be fair, I was kinda hoping we would get to that point. I'm kinda disappointed that we weren't, you know, collecting things to make Cloud better. I was kinda hoping that we'd go this route. I'll take it. I'll take it. Yes, I do wonder if I can just peek in again. Kinda fun, honestly. Mm-hmm. We've got connections now, is what that means. Connections indeed. Good connections. Powerful connections. Open sesame. Some money. Yeah, that's kind of unusual that I can just walk in. Cloud just stands there, goes like, hmm. How about a cross? Yeah. Oh, you know, trying. Well, just randomly walks in, goes like, ah, I'm a... Relatively sure that customers are not supposed to be here because this looks like a fucking dressing room. But I mean, she took it in stride. Yeah. Yeah. Let's have a look around. I don't know who that is. But I do like that nobody actually comments on that. And just stares through the fucking hole and everybody's like, yeah, it's totally normal around here, isn't it? Don't get used to it. Yeah, that's comparatively rather boring. Well then, in we go, shall we? Sure. Dance practice. Doesn't seem like something I should be skipping. I smell a minigame in my near future. Okay, I need to... That is something I can get behind relatively easily, as far as minigames are concerned. Oh, Cloud. The amount of shit he has to go through just for... You know, I think at this point he would probably just go like, you know what? Sword. Big sword. Well, I've got some greats, some goods, and no bads. As rhythm games are concerned, that is a pretty nice result. Yes. Yeah, no, enough of that. What are you going to force me to do next? Well, no, apparently people just love traveling with me for some mystical reason. Well, to be fair, I would at this point also be rather annoyed. But please, just let me sit in peace, give me something to drink or something. I'll be done with this. But no. Well, at least I like to make it entertaining, which is rather nice to be fair. I can't really expect what happens next, but, you know, why not? What a surprise. Let me guess, you're gonna make this annoying, aren't you, game? Yes, you will of course make this annoying. I'm not even... Yeah, I don't think that's gonna work, is it now? Yeah. You're just gonna get direct into this shit if you want to or not. It's like, well, fuck you too. Just to be fair. Very fair. Well, sometimes you just have to give up. Oh, well, we'll find out, won't we? Okay, so this seems to make it a bit harder to actually see. Okay. Bit mean, mind you. But not that bad. I can live with that. Somewhat. But you know, if you're going for dancing anyway, you could have at least gotten a nice little costume or something. Constantly changing camera perspective though. Kinda annoying. Makes it a lot harder to focus, honestly. No, that wasn't good. Even I could tell, game. You don't need to tell me that that was not good. Jesus, fuck me sideways, is that annoying to do. Actually, that's not a bad result. I can absolutely live with that. I'm not ever gonna do this again in real life. He really enjoys that, doesn't he? And for Claude is like, yeah, but that if your baby considered the fact that they don't want to be a bride, maybe I'd just be happy, you know, doing what most people do, be the groom. Of course, everybody would be like, what? No. It suits him rather well, I must say. And he looks so not amused. I mean, to be fair, you know, that's not that different from his usual expression. To be very honest. I mean, that would be... At this point, but a lot earlier, I would be fucking freaked out by this guy, because he apparently has no idea what personal space means. He should shock me sideways. Even walks like a proper lady. Let's follow said proper lady, shall we? Don't run away from me. Stop! Hello, proper lady. He's just... No, don't talk to me. Very go, idiot. I'm actually kinda happy to redo this again, to be fair. It's just charming, isn't it? It does remind me of the original game. Although, you know, with a lot less detail because, well, 1997 was most definitively not a year that reflected the graphics nearly as well. Everybody gets the words for Cloud. Like, look, I've suddenly turned into a lady, now you'll leave me in. You totally don't see a problem with that, do you?
マダムマムとアニャンクーニャンの推薦状を持ってるの入れてくれる？正気か。問題ないよね。
That's a good question, isn't it? Are you fucking serious?
いいだろう。入れ。
Oh, thanks. That was easy. Should have done this from the get-go, just, you know, get all nice and dressed.
Oh
yeah. I'll fucking have you know that I'll wander around however fucking much I want. But then again, my minimap tells me there's actually nothing down here that I enter room-wise. Okay, fuck you too, asshole. I do hate it when I'm not allowed to explore, but okay, if you say so. Yeah, fuck you too. Jesus Christ. Patient guy. Even wears a nice little tiara on his head. Doesn't seem like a nice waiting room. Well, that's some form of gas. That is true. Well. He got gassed. Well, you must consider yourself quite the word magician to come up with that, eh? Quite the entertainer, comedian, aren't ya? Yes, I am feeling indeed a bit dizzy. Who knows what might be the reason for that? It could be the fucking gas or the fucking fact that you're wearing fucking masks to prevent that, eh? It was like Cloud, is that you? No change since the last time. Wow, you're good at it one. He's just like, I look fabulous. Screw you too. This is, to be fair, rather amusing. And I'm sure he'd look at that whole, you know, being friends thing, like, are you sure that's what you'd call it? Mm-hmm. I mean, there were some punks that tried to get some information out of us. I'm pretty sure Cloud was like, 500. I do remember that. Yeah, sure, that's a good idea. I'm just asking, you know. Yeah, well, yeah. Now I do wonder. Now, technically speaking, in the original, if you did actually very well in your preparations, then Cloud would be chosen to be the bride, the knight. Oh yeah, she's just gonna... Yeah, she's just gonna tag along if you want her or not. Oh, I don't know what's gonna happen next, but I do know there's treasure here, and treasure is always good. A dainty little lady's kick. Just goes like kick. Open up.
どうでしょう
Camera. Look, we're back to just blackness. Sadness. You wonder why that needed to be changed. But as long as you let me out, I don't really care. Heck.
その気合何
Oh, you know, if there's an annoying job that needs to be done, it's better to get it done fast than, you know, wait for better tidings. It's like with chores, you know. You know, you have to do them, so just get them over with. Although, to be fair, sometimes that is easier said than done. Admittedly. Look, it's the guy from the Colosseum. Have quite the annoying haircut, to be fair. Just go like, nope. Looks about as annoying as I'd kind of hoped. I was like, yeah, those are some nice tits. I'll take that home. God, that. Are we gonna lose? Just thumbs up. Just goes like more. I highly doubt that you'll be capable of doing that. I'm gonna be in it for some interesting surprise. He's about as annoying of a little sex pest as he could be. To be fair, I'm amused, you know. I am indeed rather amused. He just goes like, yeah. And again, I don't think this is going to be much of a problem. Larry Tifa literally fights with her fists, so it's not like she's helpless. But to be fair, rather amusing, to be fair. Yeah, don't continue. I do remember that he reappears later on. Ah. Okay, just goes for the kill. Fair enough. Fair enough, I'd say. Just you know, just go for the kill. Go. I mean, yeah, Tifa literally does not need much in the way of weapons. I mean, technically speaking, the gloves do improve the older attack power, but it's not strictly needed, you know? Look, he even brought a big sword with him, isn't that nice? Not really sure I would put too much trust in that guy, to be fair though. I mean, this is literally working for the other side. Oh, mirrors again. Could you people stop lying around in my way? I'm looking for treasure. Also, you know, I'm not one to complain much, you know. I do like to keep things somewhat messy, yes, but this is a bit much, isn't it? I mean, you know, you could probably clean this up just a tiny bit. Yes. If this ends up with me being in some sort of trap, I'm going to come back and bite your little head. Whee! I really don't like this sort of attack. Let's actually play with something that actually feels like we're fighting and not just, you know, spinning the fucking stuff around like an idiot. Not nearly as satisfying. No, okay, good here. I don't think there's any accessible rooms down here. At least I get a nice little guiding blue light to tell me where to go. A fury ring, yay! Intense leaving is not really an option. I mean, we could try. Actually, I would like to see a cutscene of us just leaving it, see what happens with Cloud. But then goes like, no. Guess I have to bite it by now. It would be rather abusing. You're not just gonna... Oh no, I party again. I know, I would kind of question why the fuck would you... But then again, you know. If I had all the money in the world and a big fucking place to, you know, play around with however I wanted, building 1 or 2 secret little passages, could be tempting, honestly. It is, if you actually have, you know, the sort of situation where you actually do have all the money in the world and nothing better to do it. For that, to be fair, I'd probably much rather create a company, hire some good old animators and do some old school shit, just for my own pleasure. You know, do a record of Lotus War nowadays. Sure, it would actually sell now that I think about it. That annoys the living shit out of me. Feels better. A lot better. Can I just, you know, go everywhere else, but where I'm obviously supposed to be going? I should actually ask Brian about how much playing around I should do with this save game. I mean, you didn't get me wrong, it's a pretty nice feeling being all powerful and stuff. It's kinda neato. But I don't want to do something then later on get complained upon. Rather avoid that. For some reason. Choop, 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 choop. Now then, time to rescue our damsel in distress. Come on. Ah, I do like it. I think they got his character down pretty well. Basically, you know, just a walking sex pest. Yeah, that's fitting. And yeah, mostly because they are, you know, somewhat preoccupied. Yes. And he's like, the lady is getting exceedingly naked. Then he's like, what the fuck? What are those dangly bits you've got there? You know, if you look down at this point, you would see some interesting markings on the floor. Go like, maybe I shouldn't stand here. We are going there. It's pleasant indeed. Right, because as I already pointed out, Barrett is the least inconspicuous person ever around. I mean, maybe they just got tired of you at some point when, like, these amateur terrorists. And for some reason, he does not seem nearly as threatened as he should be at this point in time. For some mystical reason. I mean, to be fair, you know, I don't think that at this point you could blame me for spoiling some details of a game that is literally 1997, was it, or was it 98? It doesn't really matter. That's all. We're getting close to fucking 30 years at this point. I don't think there's much spoiling left to do. It is actually, in part, well, for the most part, does seem to follow the story rather nicely. Of course, you know, you could question how much sense it makes to actually take the 3, 4, 5 hours or what it was of actually staying in Midgard and making that into its own game. And it requires a bit too much in the way of just it was just like, nah, I'm not even going to bother. Which means we're gonna meet his most prized pet in the sewers. Next. No, this is rather nice, honestly. Enjoyable. Enjoyable indeed. I mean, I would point out that Final Fantasy VII is not my my one and only greatest from the more modern, quote-unquote, more modern Final Fantasies, but wasn't a bad game back then. Wasn't bad at all. They should, because the plan is pretty fucking insane. Also, you know, in case you kind of missed it because I was busy amusing myself. And I don't know, Shinra has evil plans. Very evil plans. Like, you know, throwing a whole fucking plate down on the slums. Because, well, sometimes if you want to hunt a mouse, you just take the biggest available rifle. Heck, just screw the rifle. Take a fucking ship's artillery gun for it. Which is precisely what Shinra plans to do. That really doesn't make much sense because it is fucking easy to find Avalanche. It's not like the particular cell of Avalanche that is Barrett's crew is hard to find. I mean, seriously, not hard to find. Because, you know, they're really not trying to be subtle. To put it nicely. Because if you look somewhat closely, and they are pretty much the only group running around in the fucking slums, obviously armed. But since Shinra apparently is quite capable of employing cameras and the like, but apparently are absolutely oblivious to simply sending people down into the slums and looking for them, they decided, you know what, we are getting rather tired of this shit, so we're just gonna drop the plate, quite literally, which, you know, that's just a tiny bit overkill. Just very, very, very tiny bit overkill, like, you know, bigger than my fucking hand can actually, you know, display realistically. Imagine just alone from a company's point of view, now the company doesn't care about fucking people, yeah, it doesn't really matter if you drop like a few thousand or a few 100,000 people on the fucking plate down on the fucking slums and kill everybody down there as well. Who cares? It's just people. Apart from the fact that they are workers. For Shinra, for the most part. But hey, you know, maybe they wanted to downsize anyway. But the sheer amount fucking infrastructure, property that gets destroyed. Yeah, that's quite a blow to the finances. And again, Shinra is bloody fucking rich, to put it mildly. To an absurd degree. Heck, at some point they even had a nice little space program, you know? And those things really, really do cost an assholish amount of money. Without any clear-cut profit to be made of immediately. Look, it's the Don's badge. Which had precisely one annoying attack, which was the tsunami thing. I remember that. Those were the days. Screw you. Ouch. Ouch. That actually kinda hurts. Stop doing that. That's not very nice of you. Oh, look. The poor little creature doesn't like being on fucking fire. Nobody was surprised. Okay, to be fair, that is actually a reasonable thing to do. If you're on fire and you're fucking surrounded by water... And he just... Okay, seems like we should probably run away from here. Not as impressive as the tsunami attack was the original, but... Yeah. Many, I think, have changed after all. Okay, let's just attack Griffin once again. Because then he's going to catch fire. And look horribly, horribly, horribly painful. I do like the boat thingy. It's neat. It has become my most favorite attack at this point, honestly. And you are dead. Or are you? Jesus Christ, that's a fucking long tongue, isn't it? And I always wondered, isn't it really fucking uncomfortable? I'm pretty sure I would bite my fucking tongue all the fucking time. But oh well, evolution works in strange ways. Works even in stranger ways if you take game monsters into consideration. Probably a lot of people. I mean, he doesn't strike me as the most trustworthy, but yeah, he's probably onto something here. I mean, she makes a very good point, you know. There's no fucking reason whatsoever to believe that Shinra would have any need, interest, or profit in doing such a random nonsense plan. Yoshi knows precisely my point. It doesn't make sense that Shinra would go that fucking far if there are so many better options. I mean, just personnel-wise, you know, they've got the grunts, lots of them, security personnel on Mars, and they've got the Turks and shit. If you actually would use all of these resources, it wouldn't really be hard to find those evil damn terrorists. I mean, don't get me wrong, that whole spiel they pulled out of their ass while we were busy with the last reactor, that actually was kind of smart. It's like, okay, yeah, no, we're gonna blame this whole terrorism thing on our old enemy in Wutai, which is good because, you know, if people are fearing the fucking war, that is something that can be made profitable easily. That's something a company without any sort of restraints would absolutely do. No question about it. Did a boss fight. I also did just a little boss fight. Fun. Yeah, no problem with strategy, no problem at all. I have been amusing myself on my lonesome. Talking about how nonsensical Shinba's grand plan is, basically. Which it absolutely is, honestly. But, you know, in case you have missed a strategy, let me recapitalize it. I don't know. You see, I was pointing out, you know, this whole spiel they had going on while we were in the reactor about the, you know, blaming Wutai for all of the terrorist attacks, basically, and creating fear amongst the people. That is something that you can turn into profit. That is absolutely something a company would do. A company without any restraints, you know? Because obviously they would. But their newest great evil scheme is to quite literally drop the plate, you know, of the giant pizza above the slums, down onto the slums. Which is hilariously over the top and stupid. No way can you explain that reasonable as something you would consider. And also, you know, it's not even that the company would care about the people, you know. It's like, okay, sure, we'll just downsize a little bit, and it doesn't matter if we lose, like, a few thousand people by doing that. The people down in the slums are not really good and paying customers anyway. Yeah, it's absolutely stupid. You should just imagine all of the infrastructure that was built by Shinra. Literally, all of the fucking stuff on the blade is basically Shinra built. You quite literally destroy your own assets for no reason. It's not even fucking hunting for fucking mice with a fucking shotgun. That is quite literally taking a ship's artillery gun for that purpose. Consequences be damned. I mean, you know, you lose the people, you lose the material, you lose pretty much everything. Also, of course, you know, up on the plate, a lot of the people that are living up on the plate are literally Shinra employees. You're quite literally getting your own workforce. Which, you know, if there's a big plan for some downsizing and they're like, okay, we don't care, sure, you can do that. It's not really a reasonable thing to do much. Just seems far too over the top. I mean, I get it, you know, you do need evil in your games, otherwise, you know, there's really no reason for your guys to be the good guys. Which we had most definitely not, because quite literally the whole of Avalanche is just terror. They quite literally only do terror. They're not even shy about admitting to that. Yeah, technically speaking, I mean, I would need to go out of the way, but technically speaking, there's actually a whole plan by Shinra to expand massively by finding the older Promised Land, because why not? And get out their hands on all of those sweet, sweet Mako. Which still doesn't really sound like a good plan, mind you, because there really aren't many companies that would go like, oh sure, let us go for the most outside perspective and build all of our fucking future strategies on that. Actually, is it reasonable to go up here? No, probably. There might be treasure. Treasure is always important. Always look for treasure, although to be fair, so far, when it comes to actually finding treasure, this game has been rather disappointing. I mean, what's the point of having hidden corners if all I can get at best is some fucking ether or something? I try to have some accessories, I suppose, but there's anything in there I would be screaming for joy finding.
真っ暗だね。平気なふりして行こう。ねえ、クラウド。コルネオの話が本当だったとして、その場合。Well, to be fair, if you wanna direct a line to some more real consequences and how to fuck that worked out, then yeah, it's not bad. And honestly, in this particular world, it's just like Shinra doesn't fucking care. I mean, the slums basically are natural consequence because, you know, there is actually there's money and work upstairs, so of course a lot of people want to go in, which would inevitably lead to city growth to some degree. Yeah, I'm trying to formulate this in a nice way, going like, hey, city growth. It's just that people go like, meh, maybe we'll get a chance, maybe we don't, but hey, better than, you know, starving. Which doesn't make sense, because I think most of the world actually, you know, apart the area around from Midgar itself, is actually quite fertile. I don't think anyone is actually in obvious control, so you could probably just settle down somewhere, farm or something. But you know, people do like their conveniences. The Midgar is probably the most convenient city in the world right now. I get why, you know, we would ever end up in this situation, and I do understand why Shinra wouldn't give a flying fucking fart about the slums and its residents. But still no real good justification for dropping a fucking plate full of your employees and all of the shit you build on said plate down. The strategy that was once potentially quite the case, but things have changed. After all, people follow the money. Meaning that, you know, once you had a city established and there was actually wealth in said city, and conveniences that came with living in said city, a lot of people naturally move towards that. Which does make sense, you know, why wouldn't you aspire for more than you had? Living out in the boonies is not really comfortable, comparatively speaking. I'm sure you don't need electricity, you don't need lights that come on with the click of a button, you don't need, you know, a supermarket where you can just buy it, but you can just grow shit and deal with it. Yes, it's an option, but it's not really convenient. Also, you know, technically speaking, it's not usually actually the case that, no, well, ideally there's always going to be need for labor, and the need for labor is growing. It's actually a bit of an directly connected thing, you know. The city prospers, so it wants to grow. People move closer and it grows. Now we have more people, which means first and foremost we have more labor force that is not needed immediately, but that will be needed because, well, you know, as I said, the city grows, which means more businesses, which means more things that need to be done. You need more clerks, you need more people actually working in the factories, refining what comes into the city. So ideally, you know, the more obvious aspect of it is city grows, more people come, more people means, well, yeah, more grows. Which is the ideal way it would work, but of course there's always going to be a bit of an imbalance there. Usually you'll end up with either having too much people, right, meaning that they cannot actually, you know, cannot actually provide enough for just work, any sort of work for all of the people, or we have too much and the city starts shrinking again. Because it cannot actually keep up. Yeah, maybe if we're talking about a normal situation where you actually have the state who manages. But if not, if you let a company run a city, then the company will quite literally hire whoever they need and whoever they think they might need in the future and damn be everybody else, which from a purely company standpoint is quite understandable. Like we want profits. Profits are neat. The more profits, the better. So we will only do what we need in order to get more profits. Of course, in the case of the more dystopian future perspectives where you have mega corporations who are literally the state, just not calling himself the state. Fast Midgar is actually a pretty nice example of that. Because it is quite literally one of those dystopian scenarios where you have one company that literally runs everything. The emergency services, run by Shinra. Security services, run by Shinra. The grocery store, run by fucking Shinra. Everything is run by Shinra. And since there is no higher authority, like, you know, an actual state who limits what they can and cannot do, they can get away with a lot of shit. But still, at the heart, they would still be a company, and a company would still want to generate profits. I mean, it's the whole point, you know. As a construct, a company exists to generate profits so that people can get fed off that. Usually people owning the company, mind you. Yeah, there's gonna be some outsourcing, you know, because we don't want to run anything untoward or with negative implications yourself. You'll just, you know, let somebody else take the blame for that and the name in it and go like, well, you know, I still have to buy a shitter for fuss. Shinra. The best thing is I still call Shinra Electrical Company. It's like, yes, but you're not just doing electrical shit now, are you? Shinra. Don't lie to me. I mean, they also have all of these nice little cameras and stuff around the city, which still makes me wonder why they never ever seem to actually make good use of that. I mean, literally, Shinra can get away with murder pretty fucking easily at this point, so you do kind of sit there and go like, but and why would you go out of your way to make things more difficult? There's no point. Literally no point. Ooh, material. Because, you know, they can get away with murder, but if you drop the fucking blade, people are going to ask some very nasty questions. And of course, Shinra's going to be like, no, this is all the terrorist fault. They dropped the blade. And at the end of the day, this is Wu-Tai's fault. So, you know, we need to go to war with these assholes again. Teach them another lesson. But did you really have a need to drop the blade first? Okay, it just looks like I could interact with this. Why can't I? Can I do with this? Ah. Okay, now I can probably walk it. Okay, game. I mean, I would point out that there's not much of a difference. I could have just stepped on it anyway, but no. We need to make this as annoying as possible. Yes. Oh well. Which kind of brings up to, does Shinra actually need justification in order to just, you know, go out and fuck with Wu-Tai at this point? Actually a good question. Oh. I mean, the people are already riled up more than enough, so if Shinra just goes like, okay, we're gonna send out some soldiers and fuck with Wu-Tai, I don't think the people would actually be against it. I don't think they need more justification than they already gave themselves. Even if the people were like, yeah, we are not too sure that's a good idea, who the fuck is going to stop fucking Shinra from doing what they want? Well, it does make me question. But then again, you know, we do have to give a story at least a little bit of a freedom to... Okay, that looked fucking silly. That's absolutely not how that would work.
Okay, game. Now then, let's see here. Another full hour. I do think I should take a short break so I can take a little pee break. And I'm thinking, I do kinda need to get myself some food. Soon-ish. It's 2:30 at this point, and I haven't really had much more than this a light little breakfast, so my stomach does start rumbling at this point. And then the question is actually how we're gonna do the rest of the day. That's actually a good question. I mean, on one hand, you know, I can just cook myself something decently edible, come back in like in half an hour to an hour, depending on what I decide on making, and we can play some more of this, or we could play something else actually. There is an option. Questions indeed. I mean, to be fair, if we continue like this, we'll probably be through this game in like a few days, at the most. Depending a bit on how long the individual sessions are. I mean, on the other hand, you know, I kind of mentioned this a few times already, but we can just as easily throw on some Trader Kings or Hearts of Irons or something. A good question, isn't it? A very good question. Then again, I do kind of want to see, because at least in the original, I do remember that the whole plate dropping business actually got quite serious quite quickly. So I'm kind of actually interested to see that in a, well, see a, let's say a more modern take, at least graphical wise, on that. Well, kind of cool. And again, the more I think about the past, the more I feel the well, these are somewhat interested in playing Final Fantasy VIII again. Playing around with junks, it's fun in its own way. I do wonder how they came up with that though. Like, yes, let's implement a magic system, and then let's not, you know, make it reasonable to use magic at all. Like, okay. That was not very smart, Cloud. I mean, considering the fact that he can literally, you know, jump quite high and quite wide, why doesn't he just jump? Instead of stepping on the fucking critically crumbling bridge. Also, it's actually surprising how much, how badly maintained a lot of the facilities seem to be. Seems a bit lax, doesn't it? And again, you know, there is no state regulation telling them that they need to maintain anything. I guess they just decided that, yeah, you know, we build it, it's gonna last a while, so fuck it. Which, fair point, fair point indeed. After all, maintaining things costs money, and who wants to spend money without immediate return? Hey, I've found a bench. It's actually good timing, isn't it? But yeah, I think it's actually a very good timing on the side of the game in this particular case, because that gives me a nice opportunity to take a bit of a longer break, get myself something to eat that will fill me up, and then come back in not 3 hours time. I'm probably gonna aim for another... At the moment I'm kinda still not really that healthy again, which means
I mean, I want to aim high. I want to save for another 3 hours, but I will just see.